Let me just say I have mad respect for people who drywall in mud. I will say I like doing the drywall better than the mudding. I have used spackling and stuff all my life, but the mess I knew was coming. No, just no. I don't like it, I'll be honest. So there's that. Wanted to show you I'm going to be adding trim and baseboard. And I'm doing this again on the budget because my whole goal is to be out of complete debt. I was almost there at the other house. Only had a little bit more to go. No mortgage, nothing. But I'm back at it. I want to be out of debt. So trying to just keep it real, right? Living real with Larissa, and show you what I've got here. This again is my small space. So I've got leftover shelving from his room and trim from that was here before. I bought some new lumber. I don't know if you can see it, kind of dark. There's like 1x4s there. There's some other trim, like a 1x2, and then a 1x6 ripped baseboard. There's a mess in here, but we have mud still outside. Anyway, going to be ripping some boards using my basic little power tools, and not only doing the in bedroom, but out here as well. I had just touched up the mud with a second coat. I'm not going for perfection, but it's getting there, done. Really need this done because I got so much more that needs to be done, but happy to say I'm able. Remember the other day when I mentioned I had my fingers slammed in a door with a 55-mile-an-hour wind gust? Well, yay! And it's bruised. I don't know if it's fractured or not, but it definitely, I went and got a split, and this feels so much better. I had a Band-Aid wrapped around it. Couldn't sleep. I've been able to go back to doing the trim, working on finishing that today, and then sanding some more and start painting. So I'm thankful that I can grab something like this just to give it support, because I was bumping it nonstop in my sleep and so on. And definitely another owie, but we're continuing on. Here we go. Well, we're at 0 degrees outside. It's might chilly. Wind chill is wonderful, but I am headed to paint. If you can see, I've been putting up trim and I've caulked. Done all the hard work so far to prep, which you know is not fun, but painting is. I will be leaving that back wall to be accented if it goes well. What I might do is try some sample wood and see. He would like, my son would like to leave that wood, but I'd like to not have the orange stained. So I'm going to see if I can't do something with that, because the wood is stained but not finished. What I mean, there's no like top coat poly on it or anything. So we'll be doing the finishing touches. Got to take down my curtain there so I don't get paint on it. But excited to be at this stage because I can see the light at the end of the tunnel, because I've been working on the outside of the room as well as the inside, and it's just coming and going, and I'm able to say my finger there, I just think I have some nerve damage from it being slammed from the door I mentioned in a previous video. But I don't know, there's bruising on the back side, so it could be very well fractured. But I'm able to do what I need to do, and I'm happy for that, because I thought I was going to be laid up again like I was when I broke my thumb falling off a bike over summer. All right, so here we go. My roller wasn't rolling, so I had to switch to a different one. It's a little bit heavier. I don't like to use, but I forgot to mention that I'm also trying to do this to see if the stain's going to bleed through. So I'm using a primer. Just a primer I have on hand I want to use up, a Kiehl's brand. It's not necessarily meant for stain blocking, so I'll know whether or not it's coming out. But this will give me just a way to feel what's going on before I spend money on stain blocking stuff, and I already have something. About halfway over the ceiling, it's definitely bleeding, so I'm going to stop and go get myself some stain blocker. I can use this primer on the rest of the walls that are the drywall, so that's fine because it'll be used up. I need to get another something anyway, but definitely I knew it would, but I just was hoping maybe it wouldn't, so I wouldn't have to go that route to stain block. But I'm going to show you something. See how the roller nap is looking a little yellow? And I already knew, I think I mentioned before, that there was originally a leak when they replaced the roof. So I was going to stain block those anyway, but I don't know if you can just tell, maybe from the white here to there, how it looks kind of orange. That happens, and that's normal, and I've used several different products from Kiehl's to the Zinsser Bin Primer. That is the one that I like the most, but it's the most wretched as far as odor goes when we're so cold and I can't just open up windows. I'm gonna have to think about which one I'm gonna use, but Zinsser's just a lot more heavy duty. It'll block odors too, like even smoke. I can show you within my blog post. I'll link to different cigarette filled entertainment center and stuff I've used where no odor was present after using that. So back to the drawing board as far as getting that primer done. Still gonna keep going because like I said, I gotta do something anyway. Funny, I have to share with you, if you remember me telling you about the story of the truck at the store and how I had scheduled it, and then it's a long story. Oh, I got some on my nose. While we were standing there, I was loading up drywall with my son and compound and different things, joint compound, and the guy walks up and goes, "Hey," and he was trying to be helpful, but he was all, "Hey, got some drywall there, I see." And I'm like, "Yeah." He goes, "What you building?" I'm like, he was an associate. I was like, "Well, I'm finishing off the room I built for my son." And he's like, "Okay. Do you know what you got there, right?" Kind of checking to see if I knew what I was doing. And I know he didn't know any better, but I get tired of this kind of treatment sometimes. And he starts telling me, "Well, I gotta tell you, you gotta head over to the paint department and check out so-and-so brand and that they sell there." And in my head I was like, do I bother? Not to be arrogant, just a conversation, but I was like, yeah, I've been coming here like 20 years and I've done that, but little did he know that I've worked with that brand and have done posts for that brand and I'm very familiar with that brand. But oh well, just funny. Okay, so all the drywall and all this stuff is primed. I went and got a Kiehl's, let me show you, brand. I would have used the Zinsser Bin, but man, it's $100 a can at the time right now, and I just don't want to do it. So hopefully this is good. It's worked before. Hopefully it does the trick again because it's supposed to hide knots and tannins and things that leak through. But definitely the Zinsser Bin Primer is great for more odor as well. But maybe didn't need to go whole hog on that like I did in my kitchen ceiling to block lead and different things. So instead of saving that wall to be stained, I did mess with some scrap. It's not coming out the way I like, so it's going to be painted as well. That's just fine. He doesn't care, and I don't really want to do all that extra work anyway, so been caulking and filling and getting ready, and here we go. I'm tired, but I'm happy. Still much more to go in here, but I just wanted to give you an update because I have worked 4 days straight, a lot of hours each day, almost the entire day each day, into the evening to try to get this done to where the paint is done enough. And what I mean by that is I still have a little bit more to do because I haven't built in the storage into the closet yet. And if you can see, there's still louvers and there's still the original wood, and I'm pretty much thinking I'm going to cut the louvers out, put panels in, and then paint them as well. So there's definitely a lot more to do. I still need to add his shelves, decorate a little bit with Spectrum Kiddo. I just think he enjoys, and I do too, having less stimulation, less stuff. And so we've got a mirror to put in and some different things. His awards and whatnot will go on the shelf, but keeping it very minimal. It's easier to take care of, right? One thing's for sure, that this pine paneling that I had over at my other house, where I did, I think, 3 or 4 coats. If I ever have another house with it, so much easier to roll drywall and other paneling like it. You just roll it on, cut in, and you're done. With this, I could have sprayed, but with the weather outside and not being able to open windows, and I'd had to have bought a suit and covered myself because the overspray, you can't get rid of it. Like, it's just going to happen. And I didn't want to have to deal with that. But to roll it and then have to cut in all of these slats, I mean, it would take me normally a day to do some paint this room, but all of this really made it for the ceiling and everything. I did 3 coats, and it is still very slightly bleeding. So, and what I mean by that is the tannins are going to come through with the stain anyway of the wood, and it's looking a little, you can't tell. I mean, honestly, maybe you think so because of the lighting in here with the sun shining, but I can tell just the slightest difference between the drywall walls and the paneled walls, the pine paneling. But yeah, I definitely, I have to do the entry, and it's bigger. It's still smaller than I did at my old house, which was just horrible. So I'm considering spraying out there and getting that done faster, because my body takes a hit when I do all this by hand, and I like to spray when I can. But just want to give some tips that I did have to do some touch up a few times on some spots with the kills, which was something I knew, because like I said, I had to do 2 coats at my other house of kills and then 2 coats of paint. So really I think the Zinsser bin would have been the better way to go, but it's still very heavy toxic, very expensive, twice as much as the stuff I used, and not sure if I'll just go with the flow with the next one and just factor in that it's going to do that color when I buy a paint color, if it's going to tint it a little bit. So just something to consider if you ever encounter this pine paneling. So happy to be here, happy to share, and I will be showing you what I'll be doing to build in there and some other things going on here soon. Until next time.